came back from my shop. They gave me a call to pick up some more scrap. Got a lot of good stuff today. 2 air conditioners, a couple insert plenums. There's one there, an ACR, nice furnace with some good parts on it. And then I stopped by my drop-off bin where people just drop off electronics and metal. And I got a few things there, a microwave, dehumidifier, and I think there was a little TV. I've been doing a little bit of improvements to my truck here. So I put this back gate on. As you can see here, I just used some hinges and just using like a big nail for now. It works pretty well. The only thing that I don't like is that it has a very, very wide, when you go to open it, it's just very wide. So if if you have something beside you, I find it's like it's just so long, and if there's something in the way, I find it's just not very good. And then sometimes even my other cars parked here, and it's just but so what I'll do probably is I'll cut it in half, and I'll should do so it will open in the middle instead. So I just got something in the mail. Let me put it on the tailgate and I'll show you what it is. One other thing that I did was I just put this magnet bar here. I screwed it onto the side of the truck there, just to hold a few tools. I just thought that was pretty. I've been meaning to do something like that for a while, and Lewis from Staten Island, he sent me a bunch of stuff, and one of the things he sent me was this magnet bar. So I just bolted it up there. I'm going to use it. I think it's working out pretty well. One thing that I bought on eBay a couple days ago, actually, it came in pretty fast, and I've been meaning to get it for a while. Finally saw one that was a good price, and I jumped on it. I paid $169 for this, and I think I got a good price because a lot of these things go really high. So I'm not too sure how well this one will work. We'll see. Show you what it is in a second. Oh, it looks like they double boxed it. Let's see if I can just pull it out. Yeah, there it is. It's a crane. So this is the one. It's called from Princess Auto, which is it's kind of like a Harbored Freight here in Canada. I know Americans, you have Harbored Freight Company. We don't have any of those up here in Canada, but we have a store called Princess Auto, and they sell a lot of really cool stuff, like that. Trailer, farm equipment type store, I guess, welders. So anyways, this is that brand. Yeah, so pretty excited about this. There's all the hardware there. I put the crane on last night, so it's the next day. And this is what it looks like now. So here, this is the full extension of it. So I'll have enough room here, to put something there and lift it up. And then what you do is you just get your little bar here, and you jack it up, and up it goes. So I use those plates for my jack stands. So what I did is I used one and I just drilled some holes in it, and I just used that so the stand has a bigger surface area, So because I saw some videos, and what was happening to some of the other guys using these things was that this front part would just start to sink, because the truck bed is really, really thin metal. So what would happen is that it would just sink right in. It would bend the truck bed. So I'm not going to, this is the 500 pound setting, and then it goes all the way to 1,000. So, you have to really lower it all the way in if you want to lift something that's 1,000 pounds. I'm rarely going to have to do that. Everything I'm going to use is around 500 pounds. Everything's right around there. So I'll put that up here, and I have to go underneath. I'll just put a ratchet on it. Or not a ratchet, it's a wrench, I mean. Put that on the bolt. Get it to kind of stay. going the wrong way. There we go. I turned off the video camera as I was tightening these bolts, but as I was tightening up the last one, it just broke right in half. This is one extra that I have, and that's one that broke. It just went bang, and I guess I just over tightened it. Guys, if you're ever doing one of these, don't over tighten the bolt. Anyways, luckily I have another one. Alright, the crane is all done. I'm pretty happy with it. What I've done here is I just beefed up the metal a little bit. As you can see here, well, I still have my wrench up there actually, I forgot about that. It's kind of stiff, kind of broken up, or just kind of stuck there right now. I'll get it out later. But yeah, I added that beam there, and it's kind of rotten, but there's a beam here that's pretty good. So I kind of tied it in there, so it's, you know, I won't bore you with the details of it, but I got it in pretty snug. I just thought I'd show you guys here. Alright, just all done scrapping out those air conditioning units. I had 4 of them today, and see there's all the motors and a whole bunch of air conditioner copper rads, and then I still have 1 furnace to go through. But pretty much everything else taken apart, and the truck is empty. I figured out how to stop this thing from spinning. There's a little hole here that you put this pin into. I don't think it's lined up right now. Anyways, you just put in these holes and it'll stop it from moving while you're trying to load something up, so that's good. So I figured that out. Just going to go to the drop-off bin because someone told me there was a bunch of stuff there, and I'll show you what's there tonight. Let's see, take a look here. Ooh, a lot of stuff. Alright, so a couple of stereo systems, pretty old. Wires. Photo frame thing. Photo frames. There's the battery. Bingo. Some gutters. Some aluminum stuff. Basketball net. Looks like copper. Yeah. Rebar. What kind of pipe is that? Oh, it's just a steel pipe. Looks like it's full of concrete. Looks like it may have expanded there from like rainwater freezing. And then I have my guy that's always chopping up air conditioners. This is his calling card. He just kind of brings me all of the stuff that he doesn't want. Hard drives and stuff, computers. I just really hope he's not taking my computers, taking them apart, and bringing whatever's left. But you know, and then he's dropping off like, you know, he doesn't take stuff like that. I don't know. Odd. It's very strange. You know, any scrapper would be collecting stuff like that. I don't know. Not going to get too bent out of shape out of it, you know. Still getting lots of good stuff from here, so whatever. There's a copper pipe there. You know, still getting really nice stuff here. There's a hitch right there. Cool. So, gives you an idea of it's here today. I'm going to throw it all in the truck. So here's something I've been working on. Just started working on it. This is an IBM. It's called a Selectric IBM typewriter. Old vintage typewriter. So it's very greasy. Smells like an old sewing machine, you know, because it has lots of sewing machine oil. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So here's the case for it. This is something I found was dropped off in my recycling bin a few weeks ago, and so I just started taking a look at it, and it's pretty neat. So I took the shell off. It wasn't that hard to get off, but you can just, you know, take a minute and just appreciate the amount of engineering that went into something like this to make it, to design it. It's just incredible. Let me shine the light on here. Yeah, so when I first turned it on, nothing happened. And so what I did is I just went back here and I tried, this is the main engine, main motor. So I plugged it in and nothing happened. It was just kind of hummed at me. And so you can see there, it's still kind of making a bit of a noise. So it's vibrating too. What I did is that this thing was really gummed up, so I just moved it, and then it kind of freed it up, so it started doing that. There's the on-off switch there. See, it kind of operates like that. But anyways, it's kind of working. Plug it back in. So sticky key right there. That's kind of stuck. Got some issues, I guess. It's not going backwards. Anyways, you get the idea. It's kind of neat. 259. These are ones that are working. So, and here's one that sold 644. Crazy. So, you know, if you know typewriters and you can fix something like this, you can make a nice little business from it. But a lot of things that can go wrong with it, you know. I don't know if I have the time or the patience to try and go through all this. Oh, plus when I took the case off, I saw that at the bottom of the case. So something broke off of it. Some little plastic piece. Yep, so sadly I don't think I'll be able to do anything with this typewriter here. It just, it's too big, and it's just very, needs a lot of work, needs a lot of repair. You know, not so much as repair, but you know, you got to get in there and you got to clean everything up and re-grease it. You got to spray it all down or get Q-tips and clean out all the grease, and then, you know, then re-grease it. So sadly, I'm not sure that this thing is something I'm going to try and sell, because, you know, even selling it as is, I could probably make like, you know, like 40 bucks or so. So why would I take the time and effort to go into listing this and packaging it and shipping it? It's just so big and heavy. Whereas, you know, something like this, I can sell that just for the same amount of money as I can make on that. So, yeah, unfortunately, I may just have to, you know, say goodbye to this guy. It's really, really cool, though. Backspace doesn't work. Return, oh, return does work. I'm out here today stripping a little bit of wire. See, I've been working pretty hard. And right down there is my second bucket. So the wire stripper has been okay. I just noticed one thing. If any of you guys out there bought this machine, after a little while of use, I find that this blade here gets a little bit gummed up, and then when you try and push it through, it just gets stuck and it sits there. So what I did is I just took some brake cleaner and I just sprayed it all up in this blade here, so that it moves more freely. You know, it probably gets gummed up by dirt and little bits of plastic, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, try that if you find it gets gummed up. Make sure too that you always separate your wire between the gauges. See, like this stuff is 14 gauge. That's about the smallest that I will strip and this one is probably a step up, so that's probably like a 10 gauge, 12 or 10 gauge wire. You know, like this here, that's 14 gauge. It even says there on the Romex, I believe, somewhere. Yeah, 14.2 wire. So yeah, make sure you always separate it by the size, because you don't want to have to constantly be adjusting this thing here. To be stripping all of this wire here. This big long piece, there's 3 of them. It goes all the way up there to my garbage can. Alright, let's give it a shot, see how this goes. Alright, here we go again. More stuff at the bin. Christine told me I should come by and get the stuff here because it would look good. Okay, so it's just a big coil of, this is like gas line, so it's all stainless steel. Oh, that's cool. It's a lot of it. Jeez. And what's in here? Clothes hangers. And a bunch of duct work. So, nothing. What's this? Odor. Right on. Alright, good morning everybody. Today is Scrapyard day, and then I have a pickup at my heating shop. They called me to pick up some more scrap, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to bring into the scrapyard today. This is what I did last night. So I took off all these little noodles here, these air conditioning cutoffs. So what I did is I just sat at my vise last night and I just took them all off. I would just put that in the vise, and then with a pair of pliers I just took off each noodle one by one. But I think it's going to pay off. I put a lot of time into it, probably like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, I'm not sure. But this bucket here, I just weighed it, 46 pounds. So it's 46 pounds. Should get over maybe around $120 for that bucket alone. And then I have that bucket full of copper. Also today I'm going to bring in all these compressors, some motors, all those motors there. I'm going to bring in all these ACRs, all these air conditioners, aluminum copper rads, there's a lot there. And then some more copper. So this is all Bear Bright. Some of it is a bit dark. I think they'll take that as Bear Bright copper just because, well, they're really nice to me, first of all, and also that it's still wire. It's just a little bit black. So I'll see what they say anyways. Maybe I'll take it out once I get there. I think that's a booster cable wire, so it's all stranded. That may qualify as like copper number 1, not sure. So just got to ask. All right, so this is my load. I'm all set to go. I have aluminum. This gas line is probably going to go as dirty stain. A little more aluminum, copper, motors, and copper rads. It's going to be a big payday today. Right here is a can of gas. I bought that at the scrapyard. The gasoline I bought for $9. This whole can. So it's about, they sold me about 50 cents a liter. I don't know what the conversion is for gallons, but basically it's like half price gas. So yeah, tell me what you guys think of that, because I mean, it's old gas, but the guys there, they say they use that gas for their cars all the time. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it on my truck. I'm going to put it in there. I put some of this fuel stabilizer in it. I don't know if that will really do anything. It's better than nothing, I guess. But yeah, the gas I have in my truck right now, it's about half. So I figure it's just going to mix in with that, and so maybe next time that I go fill up, I'll just use some high octane fuel. But yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I mean, cheap gas. I mean, how can you pass up on something like that? So where I am, they have to depollute cars. It's the law, so they have to drain out like all the gas, the transmission fluid, oil, antifreeze, all that stuff. So when they get scrap cars, they just put it up on a hoist and they just drill holes in the gas tank and all that sort of stuff, and then they take the gas and put it in a big gas tank. And they say they filter it like 3 or 4 times, so it's pretty clean stuff. We'll give it a shot. Hopefully it doesn't stall on the side of the road. I doubt it. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, so this is the scale ticket from my scrapyard haul today of all non-ferrous type stuff. So these are the smaller categories of just some aluminum I brought in just to clean up the yard. Then we have a battery for $10.85. Bare bright copper, 57 pounds, $162. Number 2 copper for 82 pounds, and that was 192 pounds, dollars rather. Aluminum copper rads, 244 pounds, and gave me $292, and it was $1.20 a pound. Last one is the electric motors, and that's also the air conditioner compressors, 382 pounds, 15 cents a pound, $57. Grand total, $731.40. That is just awesome. I'm really happy about that. A lot of hard work went into that load. I got the blisters and all the cuts on my hands to prove it. Yeah, hard work pays off. So right now my job for the rest of the day is going to be eBay. I sold 12 things over the weekend, and Monday was a holiday. So it's Tuesday now, so I got to ship this stuff out right now. This is a disc, a Lotus Smart Suite. Sold that for $19.95, and it's actually going all the way to Spain. So that's just something I picked up at my drop-off bin, and someone dropped that off at my bin. And so yeah, I just look out for vintage software. I find this Lotus stuff is pretty popular. I sold some microwave parts over the weekend. This is just a 3-wheel turntable from an older microwave. I sold that for $12.95 and has $10 for shipping. That's actually going to Germany. I like these door switches. I do well with these. So this is a door switch. It has 3 of these micro switches. They go bad quite often. And this is one of those things that is very easy fix for you to get your microwave working again. So anyways, I sell these quite often, and I sold this one for $19.95, $13 for shipping. It's going to Quebec. So yeah, the shipping is more for Canada and the United States, because I only use track pack for the majority of my items. But like this one here, that's going to Germany for $10. That's not tracked item. This is just a little turntable motor, and sold that one for $19.95, $13 for shipping, going to Quebec. I also sold 2 of these 24-volt transformers for a furnace, and I sold them each for, I sold this one for $19.95. That one's going to Alberta with $17 for shipping. That one is $24.95 and $20 for shipping, going to Minnesota. This is a desktop computer, IBM Think Center. It runs on a Windows XP. So I remember where I got that. I picked up, someone gave me a call saying there was a washer and dryer on the side of the road. So I went to pick it up, and the person came out of their house and decided to give me a hand. And as we were talking, he mentioned that he had a bunch of other stuff in his garage. So I went up there, and this is one of the things that he gave me. So it's just a computer. It's an older one, but still ran great. Still runs great. Floppy drive, CD-ROM. So I plugged it in, and it was completely wiped, and it ran perfect. So there's no dust in it either. So it was really easy to flip. So I sold it for $69.95, $26 for shipping, and that's going to Ontario. I sold I listed and sold some of our old photography gear over the weekend. I listed this stuff, and it sold. Well, this one sold within like a couple hours, and these two things, they sold within 24 hours of me listing it. So anyways, that was over the weekend. I sold these two flashes. They broke on us, and they're expensive. So I sold these two as parts of repair. One of them doesn't turn on at all. One of them does, but it doesn't flash. It's missing like a little boot, the rubber boot. So anyways, I sold them both together for $164.95. $20 for shipping. It's going to New Jersey. And that is just a little flash. 50 mil Canon autofocus, manual focus. So I sold that for $40, and that's just going local. $13 for shipping, going to Quebec. And then this is a green screen. It's a muslin fabric. So it's just a green screen you can use. It's I think it's 10 by 20 feet, $50, and $13 for shipping. I sold these two speakers. That was dropped off at my bin. So those are just two wall mount speakers. It has little brackets, you can mount that onto your wall. So this brand is TEAC. So I sold those together for $29.95 and $19 for shipping, going to Quebec. So last but not least, this is probably the more interesting sale that I did over the weekend. This is this was dropped off in my recycling bin, and Christine, she took a picture of the bin, saying that there's stuff there, and sent it to me through a text message. So I saw that in the picture right away, and I said, grab that lantern. I said, grab it. So she grabbed it, brought it home right away. I went back later, grabbed all the scrap metal. So anyways, this is a vintage Coleman lantern. These are very collectible. It's missing like the little sock thing that is used, but that's just very easily. It's just a little thing you can buy at any store for a couple bucks. Yeah, so it's got a little bit of paint chips, missing, stuff like that. I cleaned it up. I put fuel in it. I tested it. There's a little pump here that comes out, and I re-oiled that, so the pump works really well. So anyways, fired it up, works great. So these things are very collectible. If you guys ever see them at a garage sale, grab it. So this is a Coleman made in Canada from, I think, what year was that? I wasn't sure of the year. It's probably like 1970s. So anyway, sold that for $100. $100 with $38 for shipping, going to Minnesota. So pretty happy about that guy. As soon as I listed it, had a lot of views and had a lot of watchers right away. So it's going to be tough to ship though. This mantle is very, very thin glass. It can break very easily. So I got to be really careful. I'm going to double box it. So that is it, guys. All right, that's it for this episode, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And check out my next video coming up soon. Thanks a lot. Take care.